This question is asking us to graph this quadratic function of y equals negative x squared plus 6x minus 8. In order to do that, we need to find these different parts to plop them onto our graph. That'll help us draw the curve of that parabola a little bit easier. All right, first off, our a, b, and c, as long as this is written in that descending order of x squared, x, and then just your number, it's just a matter of putting those kind of numbers in front of each of those called the coefficients as your a, b, and c. This is going to be negative 1. This one's going to be positive 6, and our c is going to be negative 8. Those are going to be important a little bit later. All right, which way does this open? Well, if our a is negative, this is going to open down. Down. If we think of how a down shape parabola looks like, if it opens down like this, it's going to have this top part, which is a maximum value. Because it keeps going down forever, there is no minimum, right? But it does stop there, so it's going to have a maximum value. The axis of symmetry, people a lot smarter than me came up with the formula that's negative b over 2a, which is what we use for this. So since we have our a's and b's, we can plug those in and figure out that negative b is negative 6. 2 times a, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And so this is going to equal a positive 3. What does that mean? Well, this is written in the form x equals positive 3. And if this is my x-axis right here, positive 3 on my x-axis is right there, 1, 2, 3. And so this is going to be a vertical line going straight up and down right there. And our parabola is going to be symmetric on either side. That's why it's called the axis of symmetry. Okay, the vertex, in order to figure this out, well, the top part that's going to sit on that axis of symmetry is at the point, one of the points is x equals 3. In order to find the y value of the vertex, we have to plug in 3 into our original equation up here, and I'm going to replace all my x's with 3. What I like to do is leave an open parenthesis, and anytime I see an x, like that, I'm going to plug it in with that 3 that we just found. Okay, like this. 3 squared is 9. The negative is going to come in front. 6 plus 3, or positive 6 times 3, how about that, is 18. And then minus 8 again. Well, negative 9 plus 18 is positive 9. 9 minus 8 is 1. So here, this tells me that y equals 1. So my vertex, the x value we found was 3 earlier. The y value spat a 1 out at us. So now I can plot this point, and it better be on that dotted line that I drew earlier. 3, 1. 1, 2, 3. Up 1. Yep, it sure is, which is good. And it should kind of cascade down on either side from that vertex. All right, to help us figure out how, we're going to use our y-intercept. And the y-intercept, if you think this was our x-axis, this is my y-axis. Well, what is the x value on our y-axis? 0. If this is 3, 2, 1, 0. And so I'm going to plug in 0 and see what gets spat out as my y value there. Now, if it's written in this form, it's a little bit easy to see because this would become 0, this would become 0 if I plug those in, right? You could even kind of mentally do that. 0 squared plus 6 times 0. All that's left is this minus 8. And so I would have 0, negative 8. 0 down 5, 6, 7, 8 to negative 8 would be right there. And remember I said earlier, this is called our axis of symmetry, which means if this is kind of 3 away from my axis of symmetry, on the other side 3 spots, 1, 2, 3 at the point 6, negative 8. See if I can draw this good. 6, negative 8. It's a lot easier on graph paper if you have that. That would also hit my graph. Now that's important because then I can just connect those dots using a slight curve there to make the parabola shape. And let's see if it satisfies everything. It opens down. It has a maximum value. Our axis of symmetry is at 3. The vertex is 3, 1. Y-intercept is 0, negative 8. And so, yeah, I think this is good. Then the last thing you need is the domain and range. Domain, remember, is your x values. Well, x, this is going left forever, and it's going right forever. And so, since my x's go left and right, this is going to be from negative infinity to positive infinity. Infinities get parentheses around them. The range, however, well, this starts down at negative infinity for my y values, because this arrow makes it go forever, but it stops right here. Stops at the point 1. All right, so it's going to go from negative infinity all the way up to a positive 1. Remember, infinities get parentheses, but since this actually hits 1, we proved that earlier, we're going to put a bracket around that because it does touch at 1. And that is how you graph quadratic functions.